Friday Hoops up next. Arguably the game's sweetest mid-range jump shooter, Carmelo Anthony and the Denver Nuggets go up against the Miami Heat in their power forward with a deadly face of attack, Chris Bosh. Denver, Miami, coming right up.
And going over the game plan, George Karl. Thanks for joining us as we bring you this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Doris Burke and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Miami Heat will be looking to make a statement. Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Chauncey Billups and J.R. Smith are the backcourt tandem. Melo, Martin, and Nene make up the frontcourt trio. And for the Heat, Chris Bosh and Ilgauskas in the middle. D-Wade out there with Mike Miller and LeBron. Clark, some mixed results for the Heat last year against the Western Conference.
Yep, they were a perfect 500 against the Western Conference, Kevin. Given what the Magic did against the West last year, you'd think the Heat would aim to improve that if they want to win the division.
Tip-off goes to Denver. Right now, let's find out what head coach George Karl had to say to our Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, he said they'll need to keep fresh legs on the court at all times in order to deal with an offense like this, which can explode at any time. So we need to see a little bit deeper rotation than we're accustomed to seeing from them. We'll see how the guys off the bench respond to this challenge, guys.
Thanks, Doris, reacting to the offense they're seeing out there.
Yeah, you can watch all the film in the world, but adjustments have to be made, and those are made on the fly.
So it's Miami now, following the three-pointer by Carmelo Anthony. Let's go with the three. Another three for Denver. Eric Spoelstra in his third season with the Miami Heat, second youngest coach in the NBA.
You know, his father was a longtime NBA executive, so he grew up around the game, and he's the first Filipino-American head coach of any North American sports team.
Did you know he was a four-year starter at the University of Portland?
I did grab hold of that factoid early on.
I know you did. Wade picks him up. Wade against Anthony. Here's Nene and slam dunk. Wow! Now the Sprite slam cam for the replay.
That's good execution there. I mean, use that screen to give yourself an alley to the basket.
Right, and they use it well. It's reading what's ahead of you.
Yeah, nicely.
Carmelo Anthony, now a three-time All-Star. He's entering the prime of his career.
And Kevin, he's one of the league's premier scorers. I mean, he can do it inside and outside, and he's become the face of that Nuggets franchise.
You touched on this when talking about Melo. How can this Denver team get over the hump and finally make a finals appearance?
Well, they've got to stay healthy. We talk about that all the time. They need more depth up front, consistency from their role players, and Carmelo Anthony has to simply do what he's been doing. Oh! And look at how he posed on the rim for a few seconds after that one. That's never going to endear you to your opponents. They don't like that kind of stuff.
No, he was enjoying that one so much he didn't want to let go.
Yeah, I think he was throwing salt in the wound, though.
At the line.
He can't complete the three-point play. After making a return from microfracture surgery and getting back to action, Kenyon Martin struggled with that knee once again last season, Clark.
Yeah, you know, he partially tore his left patellar tendon late in the season. Platelet-rich plasma therapy was used to try to get him back in time for the playoffs, but you could tell he wasn't 100%.
Shooting for Miami.
And no problem at the line here for the three-point play. Here's Billups. Right around, 3 minutes left in the first. Smith against Miller. Miller against Smith. No good. And Miami will go the other way with the ball. You know, Clark, some other guys have had that same kind of therapy that Martin had.
Yeah, you know, Blake Griffin had it, Kevin, Corey Maggette, Brandon Roy had it done on his hamstring late last season.
Paid dividends.
It did.
Here's LeBron. Hangs and hits. LeBron's now got his second bucket of the night.
Such a creative finish. That was an impressive move.
Seeing Denver in action, they had a losing record on the road, though, Clark, 19-22 last year.
Yeah, and they were the only team in the West, Kevin, to make the playoffs with a losing road record. That says something in and of itself, and I think that hurt them throughout the playoffs.
Got the bucket and the foul.
What a shot! Took the hit and was still able to maintain control to get it down.
The Heat making a switch here. Haslam's checked in. Denver also making some changes. Balkman's checked in. Nice job at the line, and that one falls to pick up the and one. Yeah, Clark, thinking back to that Nuggets-Utah series, they were unable to take one on the road from the Jazz.
Yeah, and if they could have strung that series out and maybe climbed back in it with the road win.
Here's Wade. Releases from 15. Haslam can't get it to go.
Well, he can't believe that one didn't fall. Those are usually automatic.
Coach George Karl, he's been a head coach in the NBA for over 25 seasons.
Kevin, he's coached in Cleveland, Golden State, Seattle, Milwaukee, and Denver. Even coached in Spain for a couple of seasons, and he's had success just about everywhere he's been.
Now let's check in with the third member of our crew, Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, thank you, Kevin. Well, last season, a little bit disappointing for J.R. Smith, and Coach George Karl really let him have it in the media, critiquing his receptiveness to coaching, his defensive commitment, his turnovers, and his shot selection. At the end, George Karl added, quote, "We want J.R. to get back to playing at a consistently high level, which he's talented enough to do. So when that doesn't happen, I don't blame J.R. I blame myself, I blame my staff. Guys, we'll keep an eye on both J.R. Smith and the Denver Nuggets this season. Back to you."
And hope for the best. Thanks, Doris. Here's Smith. Takes it up, and he lays that one up and in for two. Smith's got his first points in this one.
They're really doing a nice job, a really good job of getting everything they want in this quarter. Just good, solid basketball.
Here's LeBron. The shot is off, so the Nuggets will take it the other way. Here's Smith. Again, the Nuggets score.
He's just so gifted offensively. He's a tough guy to match up with.
The Heat trail by 8. Wade kicks to James. Ron right side. Kept alive. Another shot, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Nene.
Wayne, 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Both teams deciding to change it up. Both free throws good from Wade. Now Anderson. Here's Anthony. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one.
Eddie House. First personal foul. Team's team. At the line for the Nuggets. Carmelo. 2 shots.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Here's Wade. Heaves up a prayer. The shot misses. First quarter over, and big numbers up on the board.
13.
Nuggets lead by 7.
Well, they're scoring with ease. They've definitely hit the ground running. Let's see if they can keep it up.
And we'll get back to the action right after this. Now the second quarter about to start. Here's Arroyo. This Heat team really had to ride D-Wade's shoulders last year.
Well, nothing new there, Kevin. I mean, they really leaned on him for a lot of things. Everything in the stat sheet was something Dwayne had to do: score, rebounding, assist, defense. I think some players got a little too used to leaning on him and expecting him to make every play.
Sometimes you stand around and wait for him to bail you out.
That's right, and you become a spectator instead of a playmaker.
So with Billups on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. Carmelo Anthony and Al Harrington make up the forwards. Aflalo is out there with Lawson and Anderson.
For three.
Well, it looks like we're going to be going back and forth with these threes all game long. I'm down.
And with their team-building process, they were biding their time so they could reload this offseason, and now they're poised for big things, and they think a deep playoff push in the East. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Hey, Kevin. Well, obviously an exciting year for the Miami Heat. It seems like the excitement has not died down, even maybe grown since the signing of LeBron and Chris Bosh to play alongside D-Wade. Every game is a big game when you're going up against this assemblage of talent. And for the Heat fans, Kevin, they can't get enough. As the new chemistry comes together for a rejuvenated Miami team, especially as we see them play more games together. Back to you.
Well, their excitement, understandable. A superstar team constructed almost overnight. Here's Arroyo, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Clark, thinking back to Carmelo Anthony in his collegiate days, he helped lead the Syracuse Orangemen to the school's first NCAA championship back in 2003.
Yeah, in that championship game, he was the most outstanding player. Was really fun to watch. An inside-outside threat. Had a great season. And it definitely put the basketball world on notice that this young man had game.
The Nuggets leading by 9. Bibby covering. Anthony against Bibby. Here's Harrington. Got a hand on it. Heat on offense. 9-point game. Bibby with the bucket.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Here's Aflalo. 2:46 left in the second. Lawson kicks to Anthony. Here's Anderson. Back to Anthony. Knocked loose and stolen by Chalmers.
You can't start thinking ahead and lose track of your handle.
And that one's good.
Excellent defense, and the steal earns them a quick bucket in transition.
And so here is Denver. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Anderson sets a pick. Down low. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And the Nuggets lead by 7.
You can't let guys get so close to the hoop like that. You got to bump them and chuck them a little bit as they come through the paint. Make them feel you.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And the Heat with some changes. Chris Bosh is checked in for Bibby. LeBron comes in for Mario Chalmers. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Carlos Arroyo. Denver also making some changes. Kenyon Martin, he's checked in for Harrington. Smith comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Ty Lawson. Here's Wade, the dump off. Here's Stackhouse. The tray can't hit. Clark, this Nuggets team has been called combustible in the past, but now they can be called a powerhouse team with room to get better.
Yeah, and I think it starts with Carmelo, Kevin. I think when he stepped his level of play up and his leadership and his commitment to defense as well, that helped the Nuggets.
I like your mention of his defense. You're right, it has improved.
Yep.
Here's Wade. 1:30 left in the half. Now Stackhouse. Now Anthony defending.
He knew exactly where the ball was going and got a hand on it.
Anthony left side. And Denver again with the bucket.
This is what happens when the defense lags. Wrong guy to give an opening to.
And here comes LeBron. He has 6. Now Wade. Back to James. from 20 feet out. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Open look. And Carmelo Anthony again. Anthony's got 13.
They don't seem to have many answers for him in this game. He's doing a terrific job out there. Outstanding work.
And the Heat call time here. And the Heat with some changes. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Ilgauskas. And Mike Miller subbed in for Jerry Stackhouse. Denver also making some changes. Nene comes in for Chris Anderson. And Ronaldo Balkman subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. And here's Miami, trailing by 13. LeBron James on the wing to end the run, and that's good, laying it in. 8 points for him.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft finger roll.
Releases from 15, and Denver again with the bucket. Here's Wade. LeBron outside. Goes up, had a piece of it.
They're showing a slight advantage on the boards in this one to this point, Kevin.
Poked away. From deep. Misses the one-handed jam.
Oh, that jam would have been something else. Key words being would have.
And so we wrap up the first half.
Melo having a terrific game. He's got 13 points, and he's connected on 2 3-pointers here as well. What an opening half that was for him.
Live from Miami, we're back in a moment.
I'm Damon Bruce. Hello and welcome to the HB Halftime Report. Out in Miami, we got a blowout underway. The Nuggets on a tear right now. They've been in an incredible rhythm offensively. If you're wondering why it's dark in the gym, they've shot the lights out. Everything's going right for Carmelo Anthony. He's all over the court against the Heat. He's got 13 points and has put on a show with all the assists he's dished out. And on the other side, Miami's still scrapping. They've played gritty D and have been hauling in the defensive rebounds. Zydrunas Ilgauskas making an impact in this one. They've also been getting some great help from LeBron. A lot of points on the board between these two. They've led the charge in scoring for their teams. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now let's get you back to the start of your third quarter. So long.
Hi, and welcome back, everyone. In the first half, a one-sided game. We'll see if it gets any closer as play continues. LeBron and Bosh are the 3 and the 4. D-Wade out there with Mike Miller and Ilgauskas. That's the group on the floor for Miami. LeBron, that's a 2-pointer. And again, LeBron missing. In his 7th season, drafted straight out of high school, 6'6", J.R. Smith. Clark, wouldn't you say last season was a bit of a disappointment for him?
Well, it certainly was a little subpar based on what he had shown in the prior season, Kevin. His shooting percentages dropped across the board. His focus didn't seem to be there as consistently, and he didn't really have the impact in the playoffs that you thought he might or should have had. And you can't discount that George Karl not being there, not just for J.R. Smith, but for that whole team, may have had something to do with how the Nuggets floundered a little bit late in the season and in the playoffs.
Outside, Billups. Wade picks him up. Outside, Billups. 4 on the shot clock. And here's Anthony from the arc.
Good job hustling here. I mean, making the extra effort. When you're down, you have to do all of the little things, Kevin.
And they do have a slight disadvantage on the boards. Here's Smith. He's got 6. And Clark, you mentioned hustle. They have to turn it up a notch.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. Intensity. You have to bring that to the court every time you step between the lines. And that's exactly what they have to have here. They've got to be more tenacious. They've got to play with more purpose and more focus and more drive.
Here's Miller, looking for his first bucket of the game. You know, the Heat lost to the Celtics last year. Clark really made them look in the mirror, I would think.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, Dwayne Wade was put in a tough spot last season because not a single other player on that team consistently could command the double team, much less concerted defensive attention, so that made it really hard for Dwayne Wade.
Your Heat answers.
Here's Ilgauskas. 5 points in the game. The hook, and the Heat get another bucket right there. The need to get Wade some help, that was really exposed, I think, in the playoffs against the Celtics.
Yeah, it was clearly obvious, Kevin. I mean, you've got to have another guy that can produce points consistently in that mid-teen to above range. And, you know, Boston with this defense, one player will not beat the Boston Celtics defense. I mean, that's been proven. They're too good defensively. You've got to have multiple ways to attack that stalwart defense. Well, the bad shooting continues for them to start this half.
Now here's LeBron. 10 points for him. The three. LeBron with another miss.
Well, he's had a tough time shooting the ball today. His percentage has been way down compared to what he normally does. I think that's a big reason that they're down.
Here's Smith. He gets a hand on it. Here's Smith. He's got 8. Outside Anthony. Just 5 to shoot. Behind the arc. That's good. Anthony's got 16.
Well, he's really been big for their team, finding a way to consistently get it done on the scoreboard.
Here's LeBron. That one is good on the lay-in. Clark, what great offense we've always seemed to see from LeBron.
Last season, it seemed he settled less for jump shots, and as a result, he had a career-best field goal percentage.
Nene with the screen on Miller. With the hook shot. It's blocked. So it's Miami now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Ilgauskas with it. Over Nene.
Heat ball.
Here's LeBron. 12 points for him. T-Wade on the wing. He's guarded by Billups. Here's Bosch. Connects from 13 feet out. Bosch has got his second bucket of the night. And Clark, LeBron can get to the rim just about at will.
Nobody in the league has this combination of strength, quickness, and ball handling ability. That's why he's such a force getting to the basket, Kevin.
All alone. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. The Nuggets leading by 8. Covered by Ilgauskas. Shot clock at 5. Over Bosch. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Billups. 18 points for Carmelo Anthony. And here we go with Dwayne Wade. And here is LeBron. Pass to Wade. Gets the whistle, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. You got to stop the layup there. Make him earn his points from the line.
First person to foul. Teams first. Dwayne Wade. 2.
That free throw good from Wade. For the Nuggets, Al Harrington's checked in for Martin. And it's a follow in for Carmelo Anthony. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's a follow. No points for him. Smith outside. He's picked up by LeBron. 5 on the clock. for three. And it's Smith missing.
He's had some problems finding the range here in this quarter.
And the third quarter is over, and a good finish looks to be in store for all of us. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, not flashy numbers, but his presence has definitely been felt out there. It's the little things, Kevin. He's getting them done.
The Nuggets on top, up 8. So as we get rolling here in the fourth, let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for the Sprite Spark Report. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Nuggets that garners the Sprite Spark today. They caught fire offensively in the second quarter and took control right there, gentlemen.
Great, Doris. That big scoring run being a difference maker, Clark, in this game.
Well, it often comes in spurts, Kevin. Spurtability is what I call it, and that's what happened today.
Here's Lawson. So with Billups on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. Kmart and Nene are inside. Aflalo is out there with Lawson and Anthony. Backing down is Martin. Defended by Jones. With the fadeaway. And it's Martin missing.
Well, he faded away on it for no good reason. He shouldn't have made that shot harder than it had to be.
Wade left side. The three from LeBron. That's good. He's shooting 25% from downtown. Lawson the pass to Martin. It's dumped off. Backing down is Nene. Back to Martin. Anthony with it. Covered by LeBron. Fades away. Anthony's shot is off. The Heat trail by 5. Now Lawson defending. LeBron outside. Over Anthony. LeBron's shot is good. Here's Aflalo. About 3.5 minutes left in the fourth. LeBron against Anthony. He's picked up by LeBron. And Anthony gets double teamed. Pass to Lawson. Back to Anthony. 4 on the shot clock.
And you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
Here's Stackhouse. Here's Bosch, and another basket for Miami. Here's Aflalo. Outside Anthony. Hits the tray.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
Timeout called the Heat. They're behind by 4. 2:47 left in the game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He told them, we can't quit now, guys. We're going to find a way to win this thing. Our fans are pulling for us. Our families are as well. We're going to make them proud. Let's go out there and show them exactly what we're made of.
Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Chalmers. Miller outside. Now Chalmers. Clock is at 3. Bosch snatches the rebound. Doubled by Smith. Bosch on the mark with the fadeaway.
They've raised their field goal percentage just above 50% here. They actually look like a totally different team than what we saw in the first half. Much better execution offensively.
Smith outside. Takes it up and off the glass as he lays that one up and in.
These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
And the Heat call time here. They trail by 4. 1:59 left in the fourth. LeBron, he's checked in for Miami. Wade comes in for Eddie House. Nene, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Here's LeBron. He dumps it off. Here's Wade. Nails the easy jumper.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot.
Denver in the lead. Smith dishes to Anthony. Back to Smith. Wade picks him up. 4 on the clock. Here's Smith. And James pulls it down. The Heat with a chance to tie the game. And here is Chalmers. Arcs it high. Wade kicks to Bosh. And he dunks that one through.
They finally come back to tie it up. Let's see if they can pull ahead now.
Here is Billups. 1:11 left in the game. Backing down is Nene. He's covered by Bosh. Fades back. The shot by Nene. No good. The Heat, with time running low, they have a chance to take the lead. Less than 1 minute left. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Anthony.
Oh, what a great steal. That's a big-time play there.
Nails it.
Oh, that's much in the clutch. They needed that one, Kev.
And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 2. 38 seconds left to the fourth. Here's Wade. Here's LeBron. A strong finish to throw it down, and he'll go to the line for one more. That one's on Anthony.
When he gets it going like this, you've got to double team it. That's your only hope.
And he makes the free throw.
Kevin, that's what you expect from him. When the pressure's at its highest, with the game on the line, that's when he's at his best.
Back to Smith. Pass to Nene. Sinks it.
They got a foul to give here if they need it.
And the Heat call time here. They're down by 1. 19 seconds left in the game. Here's Wade. LeBron outside. And that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers.
As if there was any question, Kev. He's just not fazed by the pressure. He stays focused and always makes big plays.
And here's Anthony. Oh, he put it down!
It'll count.
What a shot!
I think that one was
at
good.
The buzzer!
Take it home, young fella. Take it home. What a way to end it.
So it's the Nuggets taking the W in a close one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan Brand presents our player of the game, Carmelo Anthony.